William Morrow and HarperAudio present Sex with Presidents, The Ins and Outs of Love and Lust in the White House, by Eleanor Herman, read by Emily Rankin. There is no one whose sexual life, if it were broadcast, would not fill the world at large with surprise and horror. W. Somerset Maugham. Introduction. It is a truth universally acknowledged that the Achilles heel is located nowhere near a person's foot, but rather higher up. It has always been this way with humankind. In the beginning, Eve gave Adam an apple, and let's face it, he probably gave her a banana in return. They suddenly realized what those strange body parts were for, and as a result got kicked out of paradise. Fast forward to the 1490s, when a new plague swept Europe, rotting private parts, bones, and noses with excruciating pain, followed by madness and death. Spread by sexual contact, syphilis, as one 16th-century apothecary put it, comes from choosing beds unknown and plugging holes best left alone. Few, alas, could bring themselves to stop plugging those unknown holes. Who among us hasn't had at least one sexual encounter that was unwise, unsafe, or unethical? We risk losing marriages, friends, and even our lives for a sweet coupling that lasts minutes and the soaring exultation of an orgasm measured in seconds. The sex drive mocks logic and is resistant to common sense. This primeval instinct overpowers us, causing us to lose all self-control. Such loss of control never has more explosive consequences than when played out in the bedrooms of world leaders. Those dalliances affect not just an individual, a marriage, or a family. They affect entire nations. Of course, some political leaders lose their self-control more often than others. You know, I get a migraine headache if I don't get a strange piece of ass every day, President John F. Kennedy told British Prime Minister Harold Macmillan in 1962. Kennedy used sex with strangers not just as aspirin, but also to project a presidential image. On September 26, 1960, an hour and a half before the first ever televised live presidential debate, Democratic nominee Kennedy cavorted with a prostitute in his Chicago hotel room for 15 minutes. During the debate, he appeared relaxed, radiant, and confident. The Republican nominee, Richard M. Nixon, tense, sweating, and gray-skinned, looked as if he hadn't been laid in years. Chicago Mayor Richard J. Daley said, "My God, they've embalmed him before he even died." Kennedy won the debate by a large margin among the 70 million television viewers. He was so pleased with his performance that he arranged to bed prostitutes right before every debate after that. Donald Trump follows in a historic tradition of scandalous presidential sex. Weeks before the 2016 presidential election, his lawyer and fixer Michael Cohen paid porn star Stormy Daniels $130,000 for her silence about a one-night stand she had allegedly had with Trump 10 years earlier. The resulting lies, cover-ups, shifting narratives, denials, and eventual admissions have resulted in Cohen sitting in the slammer for 3 years for campaign finance violations and the possibility that the president himself might be indicted after leaving office. And all because of, according to Stormy Daniels, 2 minutes of really bad sex. Despite the American reputation for prudery, many of our leaders have had a colorful sexual past.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?